So this is my PC build. Well, there's the base unit there, but you can see I've got a Rock gaming strip, it's called. Gaming Wi-Fi, say Rock strip gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. Over top what I need, but I'm trying to future-proof it because what I'm building today is not the final product. I'm going to be upgrading, so what you're seeing today is not going to be the final thing. There is a 2 TB M2 drive that fits beautifully in there. 32 gig of RAM, DDR5, first time playing with DDR5, looking forward to that. That's a Ryzen 7000 series, it's a 770X. I'll go into details of why I went with that rather than the 780 free XD one. That's a dark rock for cooling fan, it's supposed to be one of the best air coolers. I was considering going water cooled, but I'll go into details of why I chose the air path with you as well. And there's my power supply. It's a modular one, you can plug in what you need, looks quite good. And that there, hidden behind the curtain in the background, well, there's two things you can see. First of all, some thermal paste, which I need. Secondly, that is a good old 1080 GTX graphics card, just a temporary graphics card on my old PC that I'm going to use initially. Nothing wrong with a 1080, it's more than adequate for my gaming needs at the moment. But I am looking at getting a 4070 eventually. So there you go, this is the initial bits of kit. Now I'm going to put it all in there eventually and then set it up and boot it all up. So I'm going to record my PC building experience for you. So when I open the box up, I've got nice little cable. I think that's looks like a SATA cable, that is the antenna because it's a Wi-Fi, so that's the antenna and it plugs into the back of the motherboard. I think the motherboard, there you go, can you see those there? It's for the wireless, and that's what that plugs in. Cable ties, a little Republic of Gamers little strap, quite funky, and the user guide, which I'll be looking at shortly. So I'm going to start on this build. So this is an M2 hard drive, 2 TB in each little box. I'm going to put that in there, possibly this one here, and there. It's in there, I've not screwed it out yet. Not going to do this one-handed because it's dangerous. This is why it's important to read the manual. I was installing that, I was thinking there's a screw, there's not, there's a latch here. That's a latch, that there's a latch, and it locks it in place by rotating it. I'll lock it in place. Awesome. Right, so next is my RAM. Some DDR5 RAM. And that's going to go there, in these slots here. And the fan, hopefully, this is where the CPU fan, which is a massive, is going to go right up here. It's going to go over the top, oops, of these RAM. It's going to fit over the top. That's the theory. So that's why I'm installing the fan last. I'm going to install these puppies now. Okay, that's the easy bit. I've got 32 gig of RAM installed, DDR5. I've got an empty M2 drive there. The next is I'm going to remove these here. Can you see? You can unscrew these, and I'm going to be putting the huge Dark Rock 4 on, but I've actually got to put the processor on first and put the thermal paste Right, so the first thing I want to do is remove these first. I'm not going to touch this because that's where the CPU goes, and that's the most delicate component I know, so I'm going to be very careful handling that. And then I'm going to put thermal paste on, then I'm going to put the heatsink cooler on. There's quite a few steps. Right, so this is the beast, the fan. So obviously upside down. That goes obviously at the bottom, but that is a dark rock for air fan. It's absolutely huge. I mean, I'm used to fans that are that big, like that big. So this is ridiculous. And it's got another fan as well that you put inside. I think the rationale behind is an AMD processor, well, the 7000 series is designed to run up to 95 degrees centigrade, so they need to be really cooled, and this air fan can do it. Now, I did consider getting water cooled, and for the same price I got this, I could have got a water cooled, but I'll talk about that more later. I'm going to try to install the thing now, and that's going to be the tricky bit. Oh yeah, here's all the bits you get with it. You get your own screwdriver, clips, cables. You get, I didn't realise they gave you some heat sinks. I'll probably use that rather than the one I bought. Clips, that's for AMD kit, and that's for Intel. I won't be using that one, but I'll be using this one here. So there you go. I'll install it now. Now this is the English guide. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. Now, I'm the sort of guy that doesn't tend to read instructions, but I think I will be. I've watched a YouTube already that says what to do, but got a feeling I will be using this guide, so I'm going to be some time. So now installed that and that. It doesn't look much, but believe me, they've got spacers underneath there, and they were fiddly to put in. So now it's the processor now. Right, so this is a Ryzen 7000 processor in its little box. Doesn't have pins, this one. This has little pads for the pins to go in. The pins are in under there, which is why I'm being very careful to keep that plastic cap on there. There's pins underneath there, and I'm going to have to be very careful handling this processor, putting it there without damaging it. So I'm going to have to be very careful, or I won't be recording putting the processor in. Right, I got the processor in. There she is. I'm just going to lock it down now. That's the top. That looks right to me. I'm going to double check that that's fitted. Ooh, that gave me, that was not quite as straightforward as you think. See that little arrow? That's supposed to be there, I think. I'll double check later. Right, so I'll put some heatsink on. I sort of went with a 5-point, then went a bit bonkers. So, but the thing is, I will watch the video and it doesn't really matter how you put it on as long as it covers. And I think I've done some good coverage there. Now I'm going to put the fan on. Stage 1 done. I've managed to put that in. I used a screwdriver like that and pushed it down. It's magnetic, and screw it in like that. Same for the back. Very fiddly. That is bonkers high. There's not a lot of clearance between this and the top of the case. So the air is just going to go through there, out. So it's interesting. There's not a lot of space. Oh, that was a battle. That fan is something else. I had to have these. I'm out of breath because I've just been battling with this fan. That I had to clip this in, slide this in. That fan is a workout. I'm hoping I've got my cables right here. So that is motherboard. The processor, sorry, motherboard, motherboard. Processors there. That's obviously the fan. Wow. Got memory, which is hidden underneath the fan. I've got a hard drive, which is there, an M21. So that's it. I've got the graphics card, but I'm not going to do that until I got it in the motherboard. Now, not into the motherboard, the case. Now that's my next challenge, case time. Now, one thing I've not talked about is the power supply unit. So this is my power supply, and it's going to go in my case here. My motherboard's going to fit in here shortly. But I was going to get the power supply in first. I love this case. It's a lovely case. So it's going to be interesting fitting that in there. So this is my power supply unit. It's 750 watt, I think it is, or 700 watt. What does it say here? I think it's 750 or 700 watt. But anyway, this is the bit I like about it most. It's modular. You plug in just what you need. So I can plug in exactly what I want. It's not loads of cables dangling out the back like you normally expect. And I've got a bag full of bits there. So I'll put this in now. Right, I thought I'd show it running and in action. I tried to add another fan there, but it's not working yet. That's further things. I put a cable tie there to push the cables back so the air flows better from that fan there that way. There is my 1080 that I'm going to upgrade eventually, and that is the thing. It's just idling the machine at the moment. It's on and running. You can't see the RAM, but it's there right underneath the fan. Can you see it? Just about. And if I back off, you can see I'm editing my video as we speak that you're watching. So there you go. I thought I'd just show it working as the final bit.